Hello, I'm Malcolm Haslett. He came to Australia in 2008. He began a community radio station for those people who came from India. Then he opened a private college, and if that's not enough, he's also a theatre producer. Robbie Benipal is our special guest next on OurTime. And welcome to OurTime. And it is a great welcome back because we weren't actually sure that OurTime would still be on TV until just recently when the government gave both community stations here in South Australia, Channel 44 and 31 in Melbourne, the right to continue to broadcast for the next 3 years. So here we are again. And luckily this time with Robbie Benipal. Robbie, welcome to OurTime. And it's too late to say welcome to Australia because you've been here now for, I'm adding up quickly, you've been here for 13 years.
Yes.
I love it when you do that.
Yes. Thanks for having me here.
Well, it's a pleasure because you've got a really good story about migrating, I suppose the word is, to Australia. Why did you come to Australia in the first place?
Well, Australia is the country carrying really good lifestyle. As we know, Adelaide right now is a most livable city, third most livable city.
Don't tell the Victorians that.
So, true. Australia is the country carrying a lot of energy, young blood, and vision, and my friends, actually. They called me here.
Oh, well, that's always good. So
Yes.
you came from originally?
Originally, I come from North India, a state called Punjab.
Yes.
And in 2000, I moved to US. And after that, from 2007, I came back from US.
So the US was, why did you go to the US?
That was basically the time when I went to US, that was a job search, honestly.
Right.
Once I complete my graduation, so then in India at that time, it was not so easy to find a job. Of course, right now, it's same thing is happening everywhere. Big population. So there's a whole big subject to talk.
Exactly, yes.
You know? So
is that difficult coming from such a big population where really you've got no privacy to come to a country like this where we actually do have quite a bit of privacy because there's so much free land available? I mean, free land to go out for a picnic, wherever you want to go to the beach, whatever. There's a lot of places there's no one to see. Whereas in India, virtually everywhere you go, you're seeing people.
Yes, but there's two sides of coins, actually. So when you have many people around, so you connect in the social network. So people, they care for each other. They buy to each other as well. But
isn't that what Facebook is for?
Yeah. So I think... but yes.
So the sense of community is stronger?
Stronger than...
The sense of family is stronger?
Very strong. I think when I see the few different countries or different cultures when we talk about, because from media background, as you discuss mentioned in the start, when I analyze different cultures, India is carrying really strong culture. The different languages, they're still together. They have different, outfit, but still together. They're standing together.
Well, at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we all need each other.
Yes.
Whether there's lots of us or just a few of us.
Yes.
Okay, so you came to Australia. Did you have prospects of what you were going to do here? Or was it just to look for a job?
No, actually, I want to fly in the open air with my thoughts. I want to do something different. So earning money is not my motto. Yes, because to live a life, you need money, of course, or you fulfill your dreams. My dreams are not to make a big, money or gather a lot of money. Dream is to, I think I'm carrying something into my back heart, inside, which gives me just go somewhere. And so Australia is the country where I could fulfill those dreams.
The opportunities.
And that's what it is. I did it 2008 when I'm reaching here. In 2012, I'm starting radio and start meeting to people, and people welcomed me.
Right.
Right.
So you started an online community radio
Yep.
station or service?
A service.
A service.
Yes, online.
Okay. So can you just explain how that works and how we would find that?
Well, that was totally online radio through website, and those days in 2012 was not really many people. They was doing those kind of experiments.
Right, just trying to find the new
Yes.
way of communicating.
Yes.
Yep.
In now there's TikTok. There's many other platforms are available. Right.
Too many.
Yeah. So at that time, I provided a platform to my community to discuss their matters on one platform, and that the program I was hosting, that was Khun Charcha. Khun Charcha means a platform where in our village in India, people they're sitting together and they talk to each other.
Right.
So that was like a conference call. So,
Yes, I get
right?
that. Yes.
So if we are talking to each other, you will wait for me. Once I finish my talk, then you will start. But in Khun Charcha, you can interrupt the person. So if someone's going out of subject or someone saying, no, this is happening, that's no, this is this way. So I was giving them platform to discuss a subject through digital, and while they're working. People
Yes.
working in farms, people watching, cooking at food, at home. So they're still part of that conversation. So make them think how they should go ahead as a community, how they should introduce themselves into the house where they are new.
Right.
So that's something I'm trying to just tell the people out there. I said, I always saying, this is the house, people living here from longer than us.
Yes.
When we are visiting here,
Yes.
did we introduce ourselves?
Yes, understand. So the language, what's the language?
Punjabi, the
Right.
most, yes. Hindi, of course, second, because of all Punjabis, they can speak Hindi as well. So these two
See,
things.
that to us is really a funny thing because most of us only speak English. So consequently, when somebody speaks another language, it's a bit of a culture shock because
Yes.
I suppose some people learnt French at school, which was not all that useful here in Australia, or Latin, which was probably even less useful unless you wanted to be a doctor. But the ability to communicate now in other languages in this country is becoming more and more important because the original people that lived here in Australia have many languages that now we're just starting to realise because really we've been blacked out to all of that for most of our existence. And now that other cultures are coming in, we actually have to start making the effort because you know our language.
Yes.
Some words at least. Hello, it's
Yes,
good.
sir.
What's hello in Punjabi?
Ki hal hai? This is a bit longer. Yes. There's many different
Maybe
ways.
thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs
That's
up.
the
I
same
think
in
body
every
language.
language.
Yes.
Or hello, goodbye.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you got that running. That's still running,
Yes.
the radio. It's still running. And the address for that is?
Where this located?
Yes.
Yes. That's main office is in India,
Right.
and here in Adelaide
But to
City.
find that online,
Yes, you can find online. That's called Rabta Australia.
RABTA.
RAABTA.
RAABTA. So it's www.
Yeah. Rabta.com.au.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you come from the Punjab and you're looking to hear your language being spoken comfortably, that's where you need to go to hear that. And also to find out, I guess, what other people are talking about in the community. That's the whole purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've done that and you've done that successfully and got that off the ground. And then you thought you had experience in the USA learning at the USA colleges. And then you thought what?
Well, the college came into my mind to fulfill my financial needs, to run this radio as well and these all passions.
Because because it's all volunteers.
Yes, all volunteers.
Same
I
as
never
us.
get a single penny from government, or I never even approach them as well. To fulfill your passions, like people, they like to visit in camping or anything, so they earn money and they invest there for their pleasure life or whatever. But for me, because this is what I enjoy, for that I needed money. So then I started college, and now college also becoming my passion. Because the training we are delivering, that's about aged care disability, and we are training the students. They look after to the elders.
Right. So there are a lot of Indian people working currently in nursing homes.
Nursing homes, yeah.
And is that, So for most of the people doing that, is that sort of part of the culture where you would have been looking after family who are older?
Yes.
Is that just an extension of your culture that
Yes.
we actually don't have anymore? When I was young, it was expected of families for the wives of the brothers in the family, generally the wives, or of course the daughters in the family, to look after the aged parents or aged family as they grew older. But that sort of faded. Once nursing homes became a reality, that sort of faded. And look, we'll be back in a moment to discuss a little bit more about the college and how Robbie is helping people to achieve their goals here in Australia. And welcome back to Our Time. Our guest in this episode is Robbie Benipal. Robbie, we were just talking before about so many young people who have come from India who are now working in nursing homes or assisting aged. And it just occurred to me that this is part of your culture, which isn't necessarily part of ours. So how did you sort of understand this and start training people to do this work?
Well, I'd like to tell another story which is correlated with this. When I was in US, I've seen many people, they having their kids in a crib, or strollers or these things.
Oh, like baby crib?
Yes.
For babies?
Yes. They're not holding their kids with their body.
Right.
When I came in Australia, I found all Australians who were Australians, they're holding their baby with their, body. And I felt, wow, they're also carrying white skin and they're doing the different things. This is more close to Indian culture.
That's what we do is closer to your culture.
Yes, because the Indian culture, they keep their babies close to their body.
And this is so that the baby can sort of smell the parent and become used to it.
And this is where the connections start.
Right.
And when you grown up with that feelings, when you away from your parents, you want to fulfill that feeling somewhere, that area of your emotional well-being.
Yeah, I understand that. In fact, Yogi, who's on camera 2 here, I'm looking at the moment, we had this discussion because he's from India too. And we had this discussion about your children sleeping with you so that they can learn your smell and you learn to be, is it responsible to you, Yogi? Is that what you'd say?
Just more connected.
To connect.
Yes.
Yeah, I never thought of it in those terms. But the reality is that's why, I guess, parents want to nuzzle and kiss their children around the face and smell the smell of a baby to connect emotionally.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's the reason people...
I don't have babies, so I'm not really familiar with that part.
That's the reason I think people from India, or not only from India, Asian cultures, most people, they love to work in aged care.
Right.
And disability. They love to care others. So that's their own emotional well-being as well.
I understand that. See, I love doing what I'm doing with you right now because to me it's such a great way of learning about other people and hopefully you watching are going to get the same sort of pickup when we find these stories that we've never really understood before in particularly our Western culture.
Yeah. So the one thing in my training process, when I talk to the students, I'm trying to bring those emotions in the legal frame.
Right.
Which Australia provided us.
Yes, because it is slightly different, isn't it?
Yes. So when these two things bring together, then the result really comes together. It's good. So student going out there with those feelings as well, but same time he or she understand how to control them as Australian way.
Yes.
And you cannot hide emotions from your eyes, no matter from which culture background you are.
It's true.
So when they are going with those emotions, and those emotions can reflect the person who's in nursing home.
To make them feel...
Make them feel
yes,
they are real
I remember
care.
a dear friend of mine was put in a nursing home and initially she was very confused because of accents and things because she was not used to hearing those accents. But over a period of a short time, the care that was given to her changed the way that she reacted to because there was genuine care coming from
Yes.
particularly the Indian staff
Yes.
and also the Filipinos.
Yes,
Filipino
that's what I'm saying.
staff.
Asians all, they are think that way actually.
Yes, sometimes we sort of miss that point. So you've gone from that and then you decided to produce theatre.
Theater. Theater is the, again, I want to do many things in one life actually. Theater is one I just started in my college life and I was missing that part.
Right.
And theater, art, any art connect is build a bridge between the communities. And I think artist is the person who feel others' life more closely, more eternally.
And can
more-
reflect it,
yes,
has the ability to reflect
yes.
it back. Yeah.
So in 2012, first when we met earlier, so that's the first productions we done here in Adelaide. And now we are going further with that. And now we are not thinking only for Indian community. We are planning to train students, the young children who born here from Indian background. So an Indian,
Who have been nursed and smelt their parents and
Yes.
therefore have the same values. Yeah.
yes. So I want to see on stage a little child or young child or any age, no matters, from Philippines or from European culture background talk about Indian history. An Indian boy talking about Australian history. So they can share their information. Then Australia or our nation can become a strong nation. You know?
The point is we're all human beings. We all breathe the same air eventually. We all drink the same water eventually and all of those things. The things that have kept us apart are actually the things that now should be drawing us together more because we're all concerned about the planet. We're concerned about the coronavirus. We're all affected by exactly the same things.
Yes.
So yes, coming together and forgetting the nationalities.
Yes.
But I can understand, it never actually occurred to me until I started hearing First Nation people talking about how important their languages were. Because we speak English and because that's the main language we speak here, we often forget that the comfort that hearing a language can give us and the stories that come through that language are so different to our stories. So this sort of mishmashing of stories together, particularly the fable type stories that are there for a reason to teach us something.
Yes. So I think culture background, the people they are coming with different culture background, because I'm analyzing from last 10 years. We, as an Australian government or Australians, Australian system, is still working on it when they will come up proper strategies for their, strength. Everyone who's coming from different culture background, no matter from European culture or from Asian culture or from American culture, they have their own strength. We are not reached on that stage. We can utilize that. We have
Building blocks, isn't it? It's just building up,
yes.
building up.
We have
building up.
our own frame, so we want to put everything in that frame, and then there's movements happening.
Yeah.
So
but that's already evident in our culture with food.
Yes.
Because our food now, our expectation of food is so diverse.
Yes.
For those of us that were basically brought up with an English background of vegetables, boiled vegetables until they were falling apart. And now Indian food is a natural thing for us to have. Chinese food or Asian food is a natural thing for us to have. And we think in those terms rather than will it be carrots and cauliflower and cabbage tonight or will it be cabbage, cauliflower and carrots tonight, which is the way it used to be for us. So, the culture thing has been fantastic. So what are you still looking to achieve here, Robbie? What's your next big mountain to climb?
Well, I think I want, because I'm born in Indian culture, and the Indians carrying something into their personality, but they didn't start using it. And
is there a fear coming to a country like this that's already established and you're not the majority, you're in the minority?
Yeah, something is not right there. What it is even, I don't know. I cannot answer that question. But they are not utilizing themselves.
Right. Do you think it's because of such a vast community of people coming to a community where we have so much space? It's a bit off-putting. It's like, how do I approach these people with a different culture?
I think it's too early to, it'll take a time to settle down. Then the next generation will reach that point when they will understand what is the gap and how they can fill and how they
Right.
can move forward.
Well, it's true. After the Second World War, Greeks and Italians who
Yes.
came here have now just become part of the community. And we
Yes.
don't so much even think that they're
Yes.
not, well, they're European, I
Yes.
suppose. And then the Vietnamese came in and now they've just become part of the community. The food's become part of the community. The workforce has. And we can see that happening with Indians coming in as well.
Yes.
What is your greatest wish then for your future personally?
Peace in life. I love peace, and I'm a peaceful person, and I
mean
enjoy
peace,
my
like lock the kids outside so you can't hear them?
No, actually, I find I'm so much positive toward anything. If someone's trying to hurt me, I'm just trying to positivity from there. So I want to deliver that positivity. I don't want people cry for small reasons. I always say, don't use problem words into your life. Use situation. When you're saying problem, means you're putting yourself, you're surrendering yourself. You know?
Yes, I couldn't
you're
agree
saying
with you more.
No? So when you're saying this is situation, means that removable. So you can remove from your life. So people, they can do it easily. This is all about here. Recently, I got COVID injections, and everyone's
Me
saying
too.
you will have a fever 2 days, 3 days. And I thought, no, I will not let it get it here. I didn't think about it. I was fine because I didn't send a message to my brain.
So you're talking about positive thinking, really?
Yes, I would just want to, my community where I born actually, because Australia is my whole community now, but where I born, I want to, they introduce in the right way to the other people.
Yep.
Which is something missing right now. It's not just people, these people are not here only to earn money. They
Yes.
want to deliver something to this whole nation, but that still not come up.
They're not quite sure how to make that happen.
Yes.
I guess it's for all of us. It's for all of us in a community, really, to be able to embrace our next door neighbour again, because that's something we've lost. You know, so many of us don't know who lives next door to us anymore, sort of thing. We don't have the assistance. Could I borrow a cup of sugar or, you know, a cup of milk or whatever? We've sort of lost, for us in Australia, we've almost lost that positive way of being friendly, of being comfortable to leave our children with the next door neighbours and so on. Because of what's happened in the world, people are very touchy now about being too close.
I'll tell you a story quickly.
Well, hang on, don't tell me yet. Tell me in a moment, because we'll be back in a moment with that story. Sorry, I'm just watching the
that's
signals.
fine, that's fine.
So believe it or not, we've only got 2 minutes left. We've talked so far.
I'll finish in 1 minute.
That's all right. No. Robbie Benipal is our special guest, and we're about to hear a story.
Yes, the story is that where we are living now, that's the building like a community area. So there's all townhouse. So we do have our house. Someone was there living on rental property, and she was leaving. So I organized a party, street party for her, and we see of her, and she was just literally crying. This is the first time ever happened in my life.
Exactly.
Right? And into those all 16 houses, I already I called them. I just done like a barbecue things, and I said, you can visit in our house anytime without knocking. And they're coming, honestly, they're coming, they're getting food from us, and we are going there. And I don't know, my son, I have to knock the other doors. Where is my son? You know, to find him.
Well, that's
So
what
we
it used
built
to be
that
like.
environment.
That's what it used to be like.
Yes.
I came from the Adelaide Hills, and that's what it
Yes.
used to be
Yes.
like.
So-
So at the end of this story, Robbie, is you're here in Australia, you're making the absolute best of the time you're spending.
Yes.
You've instigated all of these things to both bring the community together and also to bring the greater community together.
Yes, I'm trying.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Genuinely congratulations, and I wish you all the best, particularly with your theatre enterprises also giving people that sort of cultural reference as well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Great to have you. And great to have your company this time on OurTime. So until next time, keep yourself nice till then. Bye.